Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today in Need for Speed Unbound, we are going to be taking a look at the Nissan 350Z in A+ and S classes. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to swap over to the 3.0 liter inline 6 engine. The cool thing is we're going to use the same engine for the S-Class build as well, so we don't need to worry about buying a second engine. For the parts on this one, it is Sport Induction, Sport ECU, Sport Fuel System, Sport Exhaust, the Pro Dual Turbocharger with Sport Nitrous, Elite Road Suspension, Pro Brakes, Elite Grip Tires, Elite Clutch, the Pro 6-Speed Gearbox with the Elite Differential and Super Nitrous Grip and Drift. For the handling, we are at 60% grip, steering sensitivities all the way up, downforce is in the middle, traction control is off, and drift entry is brake tap. This will give us 197 miles per hour with a 0 to 60 of 3.8 and a quarter mile of 11.8. So let's go hop into a race and see if this thing's worth it or not. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to try and get this launch here. That was actually a pretty stinking easy launch to get. But it appears I'm having a little bit of trouble catching first and second, which is slightly surprising because it's the AI, which gives me poor hopes for this car in A+. I have actually passed them, which is nice, but it took way longer than I expected it to. Which also kind of doesn't surprise me a whole lot either, because the Z's in this game don't seem to be the best cars. I think they put them in, one, because everybody recognizes them for the most part, and two, because they wanted people to drift with them. But as you can see, it drifted a little bit there on its own, and I did not want it to. So far I'm not super impressed with this car in A+, but we'll see what the final time ends up being and see if that changes my mind or not. But I have a pretty sneaking suspicion the final time on this race is not going to change my mind at all. But we'll see. You never know. The car could surprise me. That was my fault. I overdrifted that corner, trying to correct because I didn't let off the gas enough and ended up overdrifting. And drifting in this car doesn't seem like the greatest idea with it set for 60% grip. It seems like it wants to just grab the road and drift like on a dime rather than do it nice and smooth around the corner. I can always fix that just by setting it up to have more drift handling than it does grip handling. That's always an easy fix for it. But we're coming up to the last little part of the race, and Cha-Cha is a lot closer than I would expect them to be. But hey, that grip turn around that corner went really nice, so I'm not upset about the grip turns of this car. Just don't hit the dirt, so that way you don't accidentally start drifting when you don't want to. In case you weren't aware, a lot of the cars will hit the dirt and just drift out on you, even though you don't want them to. But here we are. It is just getting bogged down going around those curves, which doesn't really surprise me. But my final time for that race was what? It was 2:41. I only beat the AI by 7 seconds. So as I said, I don't feel like it's a good A+ build. This is the one I chose to go with for whatever reason. But it doesn't feel like it's really good in A+, at least with this engine and these parts. But the S-Class build felt a little bit better in testing. So I'm going to go race that one and we'll see if that one's worth it or not. Okay, so here we are with the S build. As I said previously, we're just going to be sticking with the 3.0 liter inline 6 engine. For the parts, it is basically super everything on the engine parts. Super induction, super ECU, super fuel system, elite exhaust, the Super Dual Turbocharger with Sport Nitrous. And then, of course, the only thing that changed here was the brakes. So we have Elite Road Suspension, Super Brakes, Elite Grip Tires, Elite Clutch, the Pro 6-speed gearbox, the Elite Differential. For handling, we're sticking with 60% grip with steering sensitivity all the way up. Downforce is 2 to the right. And drift entry is set to brake tap with traction control off. This gives us 202 miles per hour with a 0 to 60 of 3.2, which I wish was a little bit faster. A quarter mile of 10.6, and we have over 600 torque and horsepower. So now I'm going to go find an S-Class race, and we will see if this thing is a waste of money or not. Alright, so I'm going to get the launch, and there we go. Easy launch to get. Felt pretty good off the line. I just shouldn't have tried to split those guys like I did. But so far, not too bad. I am already up into first, which is better than the A+ build did. Ooh, I went off-road there on accident. That almost really messed me up. And there goes Medusa. So I could be way wrong about this build. Yeah, so it got around that corner pretty well, so that was nice. Let's see if I can start pulling away or if I'm just going to end up screwing things up over here, because this car really does not like being off-road. It is super slidey off-road. It is slidier than any of the other cars I've ever driven when you go off-road with it. So it was kind of hard to maintain through that section. But on the roads itself, it seems fine. Curious to see what my final time on this will be, though. This is one of those races where you're looking for under 2 minutes to know that the car is good. Do I feel like this car is going to make it in under 2 minutes? Not so much. But we're about to find out as we are getting to the trickiest part of this race, which has now forced me to go off-road. And hopefully I don't hit the tree. I hit the tree. So we'll take, you know, a little bit of time out for that. We'll take maybe 5 seconds off the final time because I hit that tree. Just you know, give a better idea of what it would have been if you'd have ran the race perfectly and not screwed up by running into things. I still don't think it's going to be a good time. I'm already at 2 minutes. My final time's probably going to be close into the 2:20s is my guess. But let's find out, because here we go. We are coming down the stretch, and we hit at 2:16. So if I wouldn't have wrecked, it probably would have been closer to 2:11, which... not a great time on this course. It's kind of an average time, but I have built cars that will do that in under 2 minutes. I have one I think I ran in 1:50 on that race, taking the same path. So yeah, don't buy this car and build this build I just made. For A+ or S. I just don't feel like it's worth it. I feel like it's a waste of money. But, you know, it was worth trying out to see how it would do. That's going to do it today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, leave the comments down below, smash the like button, and I will see you in the next one.